Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 23rd day of May, 2022. I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday. I hope that you and your family are safe and healthy today, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, as well as the first responders who are out in the streets saving lives every day. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks, parks and highways clean. And those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help deliver, rescue, and recover the victims, the children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims of prostitution and child prostitution. The victims of pornography and child pornography. The victims of human trafficking and sex slavery, and double curses on the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers who are committing these heinous crimes against humanity. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children in the United States on the streets, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Today, I want to talk about something about fives, centers. Now, some of you, and I've been doing Knicks Nation videos now for, I guess, 2 years, maybe 3 years. I lost count. But I've given up on some of y'all. Some of y'all can't distinguish between what I want when I do a video or what I think the Knicks will do when I do a video. Okay? And there's a distinction. And sometimes what I want is what the Knicks do. Like the drafting of Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride. That's what I wanted, and it just so happened that's what they did. But not always what I want is what they'll do. And some of y'all don't distinguish. Today is one of those videos, what they might do that I'm not necessarily with. Okay? Now, today, and I'm going to put it in the description box, Hoops Hype has now started their workout tracker, where they track the players and the teams that are working those players out pre-draft. And so, of course, I'm focused on who the Knicks are working out. Now, as of today, as of prior to today is Monday the 23rd, as I said, they're bringing in some players to work out, and we'll find out who they are tomorrow. I believe they're bringing in Kai Soto today, and I see that on the thing. They had Kai Soto scheduled for workout. Most of the guys that they're bringing in today are not people that I'm going to talk about because they're mostly second round picks. But for them to bring in Kai Soto as a 5, that's interesting. Okay. Now, why? Because, well, let me just be clear so that y'all understand. My 2 favorite players on the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride. Okay. Those are my 2 guys. I'm always going to support guys that the Knicks draft. Some of y'all don't get that. I understand that NBA 2K block mentality. I get it. I'm giving up on y'all. But some of y'all do understand. If the Knicks draft them, I'm with them until they're no longer Knicks. And even sometimes after that. But usually I'm with you when you were wearing the blue and orange and you were drafted by our organization, which these 2 players are. Brings me to Mitch. We know the situation. He's an unrestricted free agent. They did not sign him to an extension. So now he's going to be on the open market as of July 1st. I'm hoping and still hoping that they sign him. Okay. Now, there's a couple of nuances here before I get into it. Number one, I have learned over my life, and especially since I've been doing these uploads on YouTube, there's a large, unfortunately, a large contingent of Knicks Nation that continually hate their own players. They just continually do. Okay. Every other player on every other team is better than anybody on the Knicks. That's just how Knicks Nation do it. I think RJ Barrett, to me, is one of the most disrespected lottery picks in the NBA. Okay. Mostly by his own fan base. But, okay, Mitch Robinson is no different. Everybody likes to pick, he can't do this and he can't do that instead of focusing on what he does. You got a guy that's one of the top 5 defenders in the NBA from the center position. Okay. And you're worried about whether he can shoot or not. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with here. Now, to me, I see a future defensive player of the year, possible all-star once Mitch develops some offense, and I believe he's going to. But some of y'all can't see that, and some of y'all, like for example, some people looking at Sohan and looking at his stats right now and cannot see that he's got talent. He's going to develop offensive. He's going to develop other parts of his game later on. He's only 18, but again, that's the way some of y'all are. So now I see the Knicks are going to bring in Kai Soto today for a workout. And I believe they're going to bring in, some of y'all are going to love this, they're going to bring in Duran as well as Mark Williams. They're going to bring these guys in for workouts. Now, for me, for them to start with Kai Soto is interesting because there's been a pattern that I'm now seeing with Leon Rose. He's cheap. He's cheap. Okay? And so that's actually good because we will not be worried about being in a cap hell with Leon Rose. When Leon Rose get ready to spend money, I can see now it's going to be when he thinks we're ready to make a championship run. And he's not going to do it before that. That's actually very good. Okay? I don't like the fact that they have not signed Mitchell Robinson. But I do like the fact that he's now looking at fives just in case. I didn't like the idea. And again, I'm telling y'all, this is not something I want, but this is something I see them do. I don't like the fact that they're looking at fives because I think we're going to have to wait another 2 or 3 or 4 years until that five is developed. I can also see an option, a world where they let Nerlens Noel stay on this team and play through his last contract because he's his contract year and he might play. And then again, so there you get him cheap, $10 million on a contract year. Okay. That's what I think Leon would do that. I could also see them seeing what they can get in the second round, Kai Soto. Okay. Cheap. So somebody asked about Kai Soto, 7'3", 230 pounds, come out of the Philippines, played in the NBL in Australia, soft, but possibly, skilled for a guy his size. We don't know. He could become something. He may not become nothing. We don't know yet. A lot of people get hyped when you look at some videos and don't really project somebody in NBA. I noticed that a lot of content creators, unfortunately, and a lot of people that do scouting hype these guys so that you kind of making unrealistic expectations of them. The NBA is the hardest league in the world to play basketball in. It is made up of the 400 greatest basketball players in the world. People forget that. Okay. NBA is no joke. This is the league. Okay. So you got to be ready to play when you come here to the NBA. No joke. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten alive. And it happens every year. See, the guys that everybody hyped the last year that have been destroyed this year, y'all don't hear about them no more. Where Boat Night at? All y'all was so hyped on Boat Night. Some of y'all still tripping about him. Where he at? He was supposed to be all that. Wiseman. Oh, we got to move up to get Wiseman. Where he at? Okay, so y'all have to look more realistically at some of these guys. Oh, I heard one fool talking about that Mark Williams and Duran are already better than Mitch Rob. Y'all must be tripping. Y'all got to be tripping. They might become better than Mitch Rob when they develop, but they're not better than him now. Anyway, the Knicks are now probably looking at fives as options if Mitch Rob leaves. Okay. I was listening to Berman on one of the content creator shows the other day. I forgot which one it was. Anyway, I was listening to him and he was saying how the Knicks feel that Mitchell Robinson with RJ Barrett and Julius Randle don't fit. Well, welcome to the real world. They don't fit. Okay, because all of those guys clog the paint. And it appears that the people that were listening to Berman took that to mean they're going to let Mitch Rob walk. I'm also getting a lot of vibe that people don't think Julius Randle is going to be traded. I would be shocked if he's still in Knicks, even by August 1st. I would be shocked. Really. I really am very sure they're moving him. So the unclogging of the paint to me has to do with the moving of Julius Randle more than anything else. They're not moving RJ Barrett unless he can fetch them Donovan Mitchell. Unless RJ Barrett could get them Donovan Mitchell, that's the only scenario in which I see RJ Barrett being traded. Otherwise, forget it. He's a cornerstone, okay? And they shouldn't be looking to move him unless they can get a blockbuster deal with Donovan Mitchell. And like I told you, on that $163 million that Utah's paying him, I don't think he's going anywhere, especially with Danny Ainge over there, okay? So he ain't going nowhere. But RJ stays. And I don't feel like RJ, I don't know why, if you look at RJ's numbers, like I said, he starts off slow, but being at age 21, I can see him becoming a 40% or close to a 40% three-point shooter. And then he really does go hard to the hole, which is what you want him to do. So I don't understand the hate and the narrative that's still, RJ can't shoot and RJ, it clogs the paint. 2021, this past season, he shot 34% from three. For his career, he's 36% from three. And again, he's age 21. I feel like you open up the floor for him a little bit and he's going to be a better shooter. Just like I told you about Obi. I told you, some of y'all was like, he can't shoot. We need to get rid of him. Some of y'all still tripping. That's crapping on your own player. He can't rebound. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. Anyway. So RJ is going to be fine. We just need to really build around him. Then now you see Mitchell Robinson. This is the first summer that he gets to try to improve his offensive game and start shooting some threes. He intimated that he wasn't allowed to shoot from distance in a game. And when you see the way the offense is structured, you can see that he's probably right. It wasn't just that he didn't want to shoot. He wasn't permitted to do so by Tom Thibodeau. Okay, so if he can show in practice in the summer and work on it, I think they'll open up somebody's going to get a guy that's going to be an improved offensive player this coming season with the Knicks or somebody else. All right. Now, that being the case, they working out Kai Soto. So you bring in a Kai Soto, you're going to get him cheap. He's going to be a second round pick. You're going to get him cheap. Okay. And then you're going to be able to see what you got. I don't know what y'all think is going to happen to Jericho Sims. Maybe he becomes the starter, and he would be more ready to become the starter, but I don't see him as a long-term option as a starter at the 5. He's a very good backup 5 to a guy like Mitch. Okay. But they're going to bring these guys in and work them out. I would be very shocked. And even Berman said the same thing. I'd be very shocked if the Knicks use their 11th pick or trade up and pick a 5. I'd be very shocked if they did that. I don't think you're going to see Mark Williams or Jalen Duren in the Knicks uniform unless they can get them cheaper, unless they can get them lower, because Leon is cheap. Okay. He's cheap. So, I don't know if that's going to happen. All right. But I could see them trying to get somebody in the second round. Okay. And I could see them sticking with Nerlens Noel. Now I don't understand why they would have 3 5s unless they're going to let Nerlens go. It's hard for me to see them getting a 5. But I can't ignore the fact that they're bringing in Mark Williams and Duren to work out, as well as Kai Soto. So they're obviously looking at it. But we're going to see what happens because, I don't understand that move, but we're going to see what happens. Because, okay, again, let's go back to the premise. Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett don't fit together because the paint is clogged. Let's take that as a premise because everybody is saying that, and I think we all agree. They're not trading RJ Barrett unless they're getting Donovan Mitchell, and the likelihood of them getting Donovan Mitchell is nil. So RJ is going to be there. So you're telling me Mark Williams and Jalen Duren open the floor up? Is that what you're telling me? They open up the floor? Because that's what you must be saying that, because why would they let Mitch Rob walk to another guy that's like Mitch Rob? But anyway, so that's why I'm saying to you, if they're looking at these centers, that's another indication that Julius Randle is not going to be here. Because the paint is clogged. It is. Okay? But I don't think RJ is going to be as big a problem with that when you move Julius Randle off the floor. When you move Julius Randle, you're going to open up the floor and you put Obi Toppin there. Now, it makes more sense to me if you remove Julius and you go get Portland's pick and you get Mathurin, and then you get a guy, maybe you trade and get a late first round pick like Portland's, and you get a Sohan, or you get a Tyree Eason, or you get a free agent, or you get a Harrison Barnes, somebody that could back up Obi, who's not going to clog the paint. And now you have a situation where you have RJ on one side, Obi on the other, and you got a rim running center. That makes more sense to me. Now, that in mind, as far as fives, honestly, I think I can see more clearly the Knicks getting Mo Bamba, or at least trying to get Mo Bamba, because we know that Mo Bamba can shoot the three. So if they want to really open up the floor and Mitch Robb leaves, I can see Mo Bamba as a very viable option, more than any of these college kids, because he already has at least 3 years. Let's look at Mo Bamba. He already has at least 3 years NBA experience. I think this is his 4th season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's had 3 years NBA experience. This is his 4th season he's dealing with. He's not going to get any extension that's any max or anything. So the Knicks could actually sign him to a Bobby Porter style contract. 2 years, first year guarantee, second year team option, throw like 10, 12 million at him. And then, he'll sign because he's going to get the money, unless somebody's going to sign him long term. Leon's cheap. So he could do that, maybe even like 2 years, 25 million, something where he's going to get some money, but it's not guaranteed for more than 2 years. I can see that happening. And then you're getting a guy in here that's from New York, has a lot to prove, so on and so forth. Okay. So I could see that happening. I could see them looking at fives that might stretch the floor that already have experience. The Mark Williams, Jalen Duren thing makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But again, if you're moving Julius Randle, then it makes a little bit better sense. And I do think they're moving Julius Randle, but I just don't see them starting with a rookie center. I don't see that happening. So, and even Nerlens Noel shot some threes last year whenever he did play. He did shoot some threes and some short jump shots. He did do that. So they might just keep Nerlens, or if they want to clear the cap space this year, they might do that. We have to see how this works out. But they are working out Kai Soto today. They're going to bring Mark Williams in. They're going to bring Jalen Duren in. Now, to me, again, I can't ignore that they're doing that, even though I'm not with it. But I also understand it's a habit of the Knicks, especially under the Leon Rose era. But even before that, they're really thoroughly bringing a lot of guys. They've been drafting well. I mean, they did draft R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson before Leon got here. So they do draft well. And they've had that since, since Steve Mills took over. They really have been very thorough in their draft, in their prospect, looking for prospects and so on and so forth. And so that's continuing, and even more so under Leon Rose. So I can see them bringing everybody in to see what they could do, right? So like people make a big deal that they interviewed all these guys. They interviewed Johnny Davis. So what? They interview everybody. Who do they bring in to work out? And who they bring in the second time? That's what you want to look at. The interview, shoot, that's an hour being grilled. All of the players do that. All of them. The Knicks probably got all of the top 15 prospects interviewed already. That's no big deal. It's just because people want Johnny Davis that they're hyped about that. But I'm not. I don't care who they interview. I want to see who they bring in to work out. So far, of the guys I like, I know they're bringing in Sohan to work out. I don't know when the schedule is going to be on Hoops Hype whenever it is here, but that's who you want to see. You want to see them bring in guys. Like last year, I saw that they brought in Grimes and they brought in Deuce, and they brought him in more than once. That's telling you, okay, they're looking at this guy very closely. They don't waste time with some things when they're going to do stuff like that. So Kai Soto is a possibility for the Knicks. A second rounder. I don't know how he would work out. I mean, I understand they'd let Mitch walk. Are they going to try to start the kid? Are they going to bring Jericho Sims to start? What are they going to do about Mo Bamba? Jericho Sims is definitely not a guy that's outside of 5 feet of the rim. So I don't know. This is going to be a mystery. It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I just want them to sign Mitchell Robinson and just forget this drama. And if they don't, I want them to go after Mo Bamba If you want somebody that you can know that's going to stretch the floor, okay, bring in Mo Bamba. I'm not sold on his durability. Maybe he's more durable than I think he is. He's very skinny, but we'll see. If he is, fine. Bring him in. Let's take a look at him. I don't mind him for 2 years on the Knicks to see what we got, because he's going to be looking for money. That's the good thing about getting Mo Bamba, because he's not getting an extension right now. Okay, so he wants to earn that loot. So and coming into New York, he's gonna be hyped to show that he's worth that money. So that's gonna be a good thing if we do get him. So I like the idea of going after a Mo Bamba if Mitch Rob leaves. Also, the draft is June 23rd. The Knicks have until July 1st to sign Mitch Rob. So now by draft night, you gotta figure they would have made a decision then on Mitch. Are we going to sign him, or are we not going to sign him? And I think draft will tell you what they're going to do. If you see a draft night trade involving Mo Bamba, you know Mitch Rob's out. That to me, that's how you see these things. If they don't, then they probably still hoping for Mitch Rob. Okay, so we're going to see what happens with that. It's going to be very touchy, but they are bringing the bottom line is they're bringing in fives to work out. Period. They're bringing guys in to work out. Starting with Kai Soto today. They're bringing Kai Soto in today, Monday, to work out. They're probably going to bring in Mark Williams. They're probably going to bring in Jalen Duren. Okay, they're going to bring these guys in to work out. So I can't discount the fact that they're looking at these guys as possible draft picks. Can't discount that. Kai Soto will be a second rounder. Those other two guys are first rounders. Okay. And we never know what Leon's going to do. This guy's a master chess player as far as trading on draft night. He really is. So you don't know what he's going to do. He's done it his last 2 drafts, moved all over the place to end up with the players he wanted. So our position at 11 almost means nothing, because Leon could move the board and get where he wants to get, whether it's up in 6 or 7 or down in the 20s. He'll move where he wants to move to get what he wants. Okay. And he's always going to do it the cheapest way possible. So, I really, again, my position is, if you're going to lose Mitchell Robinson, do your best to get Mo Bamba. Give him 2 years, give him good money, give him remember Bobby Portis? They gave Bobby Portis 2 years, $30 million, first year guarantee, second year team option. And he got his 1 year, $15 million. He went to Milwaukee after that because they didn't re-sign him. But something like that, where the guy's going to come because he's going to want that 1 year money because he ain't got paid yet. And that's Mo Bamba. Okay. So, because I don't see nobody throwing $60 million at Mo Bamba either. So we could probably do that. Let's see what happens, man. I think this is going to be very interesting. Somebody was mentioning how Mo Bamba told Donovan Mitchell, come to New York. That's some bullcrap. I mean, even if he did say it, it's social media. You don't think the guys know that all y'all get tripped on social media? Whatever. But I still think it's a good option for us to go get Mo Bamba if Mitch Rob is leaving. I think that's a very good option. So I would like Mo Bamba to come and replace Mitch if Mitch is leaving. Otherwise, I want Mitch back. But I like that Mo Bamba, Jericho Sims tandem. I do like that. I mean, I really do. So let's see what happens with that. And like I said, Leon's going to do it on the cheap. I love this man. I'm telling you, man. Leon Rose is the Don to me. I'm not tripping on him like some of y'all. Y'all seem to think that our president of basketball operations needs to walk on water for y'all to give her approval. Get the hell out of here. Nobody perfect, Dad. But anyway, I like this man. I like him. And so I may not like all his moves. I don't like the Kemba Walker deal. I didn't like the Evan Fournier deal very much. But look, you're not going to like everything the dude does. But overall, I feel good at the direction of the Knicks with him at the helm. I just want to know for sure what his plan is. But I'm got to take the indication that based on the way he's drafting and how cheap he is and not spending a lot of money until he needs to, I got to figure he knows what he's doing. Berman keeps thinking he's doing it because he's waiting for a blockbuster. Well, maybe he is, but I also think he's waiting to get some development from some of the kids he drafted. Okay. And so I think you're going to get some of that this year. Thank goodness. And so, with this center position, I really don't see Duren coming. I don't see Mark Williams unless, again, he trades down and gets 2 players. And Don would do that. He would end up with 2 guys, That's how he does stuff. But I do see a Mo Bamba possibility if Mitch Rob leaves. I do see that. That makes more sense to me. Opens the floor. You trade Randall. Now you got a whole different offense. You got Obi running the floor. You got RJ with NBA spacing for the first time in his career. And you got a five shooting center, a shooting center in Mo Bamba. I could see that coming. Okay. So we'll see what happens. But I got to keep an eye now on these fives because the Knicks are bringing them in, including Kai Soto. So we're going to see how this works. Some people are really hyped and calling Kai Soto a superstar already, or superstar potential. I don't know. He got to show something. But, aside from workouts, aside from some things in the NBL, I want to see some more. You see, I'm harder on them before they become Knicks than once they become Knicks. When Kai Soto becomes a Knicks, I'm all in. But don't come at me with, he's better than Mitch. He ain't played in the NBA. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But look, you'll have a good Monday. Good start of the week. Be safe out there. Shalom.